Big Sil's National Football Show. Appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. We so thank you guys for coming aboard. Looking forward to the start of the NFL season next week, 9 days away from the start of the season. Before we get to Jalen, and again, I just think this stuff is fuel, like Jordan used to say. Jordan was motivated by all the fuel, not Larry, not Magic, scoring champion, can't win titles. All you got to do is listen to his Hall of Fame speech, and you'll get an understanding of who he is and what he is. He was motivated by all that bullshit that people said about him. Scoring champ, can't win titles, he's not that guy. You know, I mean, didn't you realize it when he was a freshman in the corner beating Georgetown at 19 years old, having the moxie to take that jump shot? Didn't that tell you that he had an innate quality about himself? Let's not forget something. Like, Worthy was on that team. Brad Daugherty was on that team. They had phenomenal players on that North Carolina team. And here's this freshman taking the shot. That tells you about one's character. I don't care who they are, where they are in their careers, what you think of them. This is who I am. That guy has thought he was the greatest player in the NBA's history since he was probably 10. I love people like that. Whether you're 10 years old or you're 40 years old, you still think that shit, man. Your body's the thing that gives out on you. So, hey, before I get to Jalen here, so Travis Kelce comes out and says, Chris Jones, the best defensive player in the National Football League, pay him. How come Patrick Mahomes isn't the one saying that? Where's he in this? Oh, that's right. He got his $50 million. Why isn't he standing up for his guy? You're not going to win a Super Bowl if Chris Jones misses 9 games. You could save that. Because as packed as the AFC is, that could cost you home field advantage. You might win 10, 11 games in the AFC. You might not make the postseason this year. I think it's pretty packed. You think you could give up games? And you're not giving up some third-round guy. You're giving up the best defensive tackle in the NFL right now, Quentin Williams, Aaron Donald, and this dude. And you're not winning and repeating without him on the field. You may be playing as good a football as possible towards the end of the year, but it could be too late by then. You don't have – hey, what was the Chiefs defense rank last year? It wasn't spectacular, right? It wasn't spectacular. So you take the most spectacular defender off your football team, and you think that's a cool thing because you want to debate money with him? Man, the business of the NFL is more important than the business of going out and winning. That's a fact. That's why in Philly it's not. Oh, well, maybe it is. Because we'll see if those decisions not to pay linebackers and quality running backs big money and safeties big money. We'll see if that – hey, by the way, that should be another question added. We'll see if the money decisions cost them. I don't know yet. Cost you last year. Special teams. A poor third wideout. Poor coaching. All those things reared its head. That's what got exposed in the Super Bowl for the Eagles. Poor special teams. Poor running game with the backs, not Jalen. Poor coaching. Okay? What second sacks get you? The silver medal. Congratulations to you, JM. Like Tone says, it's okay to have the silver medal as long as you're on the podium, right, Tone? Hey, as long as you're on the podium, right? We're good. It's okay. You know, hey, man, it's all right. Yeah. Man. You get on the podium, man. Bronze medal, silver medal, gold medal. Hey, man, you know, I finished in the top 3. What the hell? Not me. Gold or nothing. Big Sills. Tone's Ricky Bobby. You ain't first, you last. They got gold. They got pyrite. The Eagles had fool's gold last year. You got into a game that, we don't need to do that. We're 9 days out from the new season. Let's not relitigate what happened. Because I don't think you've done enough to fix what your issues were in that game. But hey, that's another question that we'll be looking at. You haven't done shit you haven't done anything to tell me that you fixed those problems in that Super Bowl game heading into this year. That's a fact. Nothing. And he got lighter on defense. We'll see. 9 days. How you doing? Like Tone says, I can't wait for the season to start. So we could shut your mouth, Big Sills. All right. One more thing here. Why is it so that the media is doing this? Man, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, aren't they just great as general managers and head coaches go? What a tandem. Look at the roster they built. Yeah, they messed up on the Lance trade to get that quarterback and move up. I know they had to give 3 ones up. But man, don't they know how to win? How come I do this? Well, I got to say that the guys that are in that division that are better than you are John Schneider and Pete Carroll. They move off a Hall of Fame coach and they're better. You move off of Jimmy Garoppolo, and at the end of the game, Christian McCaffrey's your starter. Help me out here. They moved off a Hall of Fame. They moved off a Hall of Fame quarterback and got better. I think Seattle's a sleeper. I think that team's going to be a surprise for a lot of people. I don't think people, and by the way, I'm talking about getting to a conference title game. I'm not talking about winning a playoff game. I think that team's good. Now it comes down to Geno doing it again. Completely agree with you. Completely agree. Completely. I completely agree. Okay? But John Schneider and Pete Carroll, they're totally rebuilding that organization. Okay? I mean, I got to say, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, I tell you, man, I think Kyle Shanahan's so overrated. I think he's so overrated. And I think the only reason that he's still a head football coach and gets these opportunities because his last name is Shanahan. If his last name was Shenanigans, there's not a chance that guy gets the head coaching job in San Francisco. Not after that disaster in Atlanta. So you hire a guy who gave up a 28-point lead in the Super Bowl and name him your head coach in San Francisco. Off of what? How he handled RG3? Matt Ryan? How did Kyle Shanahan become a head coach in the NFL? What was his one intangible that he could – what made it so? Political pressure and nepotism? I just don't get it. All right. So I was looking around and I saw this. You guys are going to love this. I saw this, and I saw this actually last night. Some of my friends in Vegas, speaking of that, my boy Philly Godfather will join us at 5:30 Eastern time. Odds to win the Most Valuable Player Award. People put the money up. Mahomes. Oh, by the way, next Tuesday, Jimmy Johnson will join us. Oh, we got word The Rock's coming. Maybe I should restate that. The Rock's coming on the show. Here. I got to show you this. You're going to love this. Okay. So here's who I have. Look at there's Tone. Got it. You see the one that says Maya? That's The Rock's publicist. And she texted me this. I got to put my hand over her number. DJ's excited or wants to time it up with the XFL initiative. I'll come back with you with some dates. We're in. Woohoo. Rock is very excited to come on. Big Sills. Wow, that's fantastic. Rock, baby. Finally. Only took me 5 years to get the guy. He's a hurricane, too. He's a hurricane, too. Dwayne Johnson, man. He's looking forward to coming on. He finally wants to come on the show because the show's been kicking so much ass because of you, guy. Okay? Hey, Omar. I don't believe it either. Hey, Omar. At the end of the day. Yeah, he's very excited to come on. So, yeah, Michael Irvin, too, is trying to work some time for us next week to come on. He's doing a new show with Undisputed. So I was watching that thing with Undisputed. I've never seen an older guy sound stupider in my life than Skip Bayless with Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman. I mean, they're shutting that guy out of his own show. He can't get a word in edgewise. Those guys are just shutting him out. I mean, Keyshawn Johnson is taking that show over, man. I mean, he brought those dudes in. See, Stephen A. controls the room. He controls it. Skip can't because he's not very good at it. He needs a wheel runner. And he thinks he's a wheel runner. He thinks he's Stephen A. Stephen A. showing you he does a better job running the show than Skip because those other guys are running him out of the room. Okay? Undisputed is terrible right now. It's unlistenable, man. I'm laughing. Oh, by the way, real quick. So my boy Carton's got a partner. I guess it was Jalen Rose's guy. And I'll just tell you this. There's not a lot of happy people right now. Even with, get this, my boy's making over $1 million a year now on that show. And he's not happy. He's not happy. I'm like, well, so now you got a guy driving your boat into the sea. He's like, oh, please don't do that to me. And please, I go, so wait a minute, let me get this right. They signed you for all that money. Now they want to change you. He goes, yeah. I go, you see, what they do is when they give you that money, they think they can change you instead of you just doing your show. He's like, man, what are you telling me? You wouldn't have took the money? No, I took it too. But I would have known I'd have been fired in 18 months. Okay? Skip's the GOAT, Trey says. Here, I'll give you tomorrow's show. I got it. You ready? This is for you, Trey. Here's Bayless' show tomorrow. Cowboys. Super Bowl win. Aaron Rodgers sucks. Joe Burrow's better now. Here's the new one. Joe Burrow's better than Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't believe it. And here's the other one. Austin Reeves is more important than LeBron James. The Lakers. Did you hear what I just said, Tone? He actually was saying today that he thinks that Austin Rivers, not Austin Rivers, what's the guy's? Austin Reeves is more valuable to the Lakers than LeBron James. I'm like, man. He said that. Austin Reeves is more important to the Lakers' success than LeBron. I went, wow. This is what we were just talking about. How could you sit on that limb? How can you sit on that limb? You know, get this. More power to him. More power to him. I don't know how. I don't understand that. LeBron James. Now again, and you guys get on my shit because I bring up stuff like I like to see Jalen do it again for one more year. You never heard me say he sucked last year. I didn't like it. That's not my style of football. That's all. That's all that is. It's I don't know Jalen Hurts from a can of paint. Why would I not like him? I got nothing against him. He looks like a quality dude. People that I know like him. They do. But hey. So here's what they think of your boy Jalen Hurts. Number 10, according to my friends in Vegas. Justin Fields, plus 2,500 to win the Most Valuable Player award. I really hope this kid has a great year. I do. You know what I like about him? He's trying so hard. He is working so hard, and he's trying. By the way, when I look at him and I look at Kyler Murray, I see one guy who's working his ass off to try to get back on a football field to be a success, like Fields, to just get out there on that field game one, just to go out there and play his ass off and just to try to better his football team, pull his teammates along with him. I watch Kyler Murray. I don't know why do I look like I'm watching like a lawyer or some sort of business guy, and everything he says and everything he does, he's trying to be calculated with it. It's just, I mean, I don't believe you. When I listen to Kyler Murray talk, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. Hey, here, I think that's a great topic. Do I believe Hurts? Absolutely. Do I believe Daniel Jones? I don't care to believe Daniel Jones. I guess if I'm a Giant, I have to. Sam Howell. Can I tell you what my problem with Sam Howell is? Too many people in Washington, especially with the Commanders, are doing all the talking. I've never heard Jalen Hurts or anybody, even, the coaches don't really go over the top with all the accolades for Hurts, do they? That's when you know you got someone. The players do. Isn't that true? The players in Philadelphia don't. I mean, the coaches really in Philly, they say great things about him, but they don't go over the top or they don't go overboard with it. You know what I mean? The players do. That's when you know you got somebody, I think. And it seems that the Commanders are going like way overboard. I like what players are saying about Jordan Love in Green Bay. That's kind of where I go. I don't really go with what the coaches do. This guy, that shit's stupid. Remember what they were saying about Trey Lance? Unbelievable. You should see the improvement. Remember at the beginning of training camp? At the end of training camp, they traded him for a fourth rounder. Some improvement. What an indictment on Kyle Shanahan for not being able to connect with him and coach him. I thought this guy was great. Well, he took a last player in the 7th round and turned him into a guy who was on his way to potentially winning the NFC title game. Yeah, well, what about the guy you traded for 3 ones? We don't talk about him here. Oh, okay. Really? That's right. Then, Rick, I get that. They're trying to make Sam Howell sound like he's some sort of special character or something. Number 9, Tagovailoa, plus 2,200 for the MVP. Tua's good, man. Tua's a good player. Can he hang in there, though? Right? Can he hang in there? Number 8, Trevor Lawrence. This is according to the guys in Vegas. Plus 1,800. I love this kid. I hope he continues to grow. And I'm going to say this to you. That guy, Trevor Lawrence, I think he saved football in Jacksonville, along with Doug. That's the greatest job of coaching in a shitty place that I've seen in a long time. It's the Jaguars. It's the Jags. Doug Peterson took the Jaguar job for only one reason. It was Trevor Lawrence. You think Doug Peterson, with all the job offers, the New Orleans job was there for him? Do you think with all the things that he could have had and done, the Jags were high on his list? The only reason they're high on his list is because of Trevor Lawrence. That's been the top picks too, because they've sucked so long. Number 7, Aaron Rodgers. You know, this Jets team, plus 1,500. This Jets team, who do you feel more comfortable with, the Lions or the Jets, to make it to a conference title game? Lions or the Jets? Why do I feel Lions? Why do I do this? So they get Jameson Williams back after 5 or 6 games. They put him on the other side. That running game comes around, which they revamped. Their defense is getting better. Why do I feel like the Lions look like a better play to me than the Jets do? I mean, Aaron Rodgers said he's the greatest mushroom eater. I don't know, quarterback. That guy can eat a mushroom, from what I understand. And then he can, hey, from what I understand, Barb, Aaron Rodgers can eat a mushroom, and I hear he can recite the Beatitudes and give you Sermon on the Mount like nobody's business. Then the smoke comes out of the chimney, and it's like, you know, he's the Pope of Greenwich Village. I don't know. That's just what I'm hearing. Aaron Rodgers is not a Pope of Greenwich Village. I don't know. Yeah, there he is, the Pope of Greenwich Village. Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. He won it at the track. Right? Jets may end up with a better record. We'll see. They're in a very good AFC East. Yeah, I know. No, look at the division they're in. Right. They got to play the Bills twice. That's no given they beat them. You got to play the Dolphins. Patriots are going to be decent. Come on now. Barb goes, Aaron Rodgers can't handle the truth. Send him to Guantanamo. Number 6, Lamar Jackson. I'm looking forward to this guy, man. I really am. I can't wait to see him. Plus 1,400. They say he's just itching to get on a football field and show people he's comfortable with the contract he got finally. He wanted to remain a Baltimore Raven. My question is, are we going to – hey, is Lamar Jackson going to start to look like Cam Newton? Or is he going to start looking like Josh Allen? 4,400 yards, less running. I don't think he can be Josh Allen. Just like I don't think Jalen Hurts can be Josh Allen. I think Jalen's a better passer than Lamar. And they want him to throw the ball more? Why would you go to a skill set? Well, he led the NFL in touchdowns 1 year throwing the ball, Sills. 3,100 yards? Yeah, because he was running for 1,100 yards. And the passes were wide open. I really never so here's a unanimous MVP. That offense was what? Didn't they go 14-2? So they went 14-2, and he was a unanimous MVP. We got to change the offense. I don't know. Really? Okay. I heard that Zay Flowers is unbelievable. I can't wait to see him too. They say Zay Flowers is more impressive than Odell Beckham Jr. That when he's on the field, you see it's just pure speed. And can I tell you this? So far, they're saying he's a better version of Deshaun Jackson. Like that kind of speed, but can run routes. That's what I'm hearing. I didn't personally see that. At Boston College, but they're saying he's that. Tone's like this. Yeah, Odell's 32 and 4 knee injuries. He better be better. Oh, they're not going anywhere. He's right. Actually, by season's end, I would say that the Ravens are probably hoping that Zay Flowers is the number 1 and Beckham's the number 2. Maybe third option when you go to the tight end. Okay? Because to me, Odell Beckham is more of a decoy. See, A.J. Brown's a decoy, but he's also a ball player. Because you know why? Here, when A.J. Brown lines up, you're like this. Okay, there he is. This guy after the catch, man, he's unbelievable. This guy's insane great. Okay? When Odell Beckham's there, you're like, this guy hasn't been good in 5 years. I'm going to lock this guy down. I'm putting cornerback number 2 on Beckham. If Flowers turns out to be better, I'm going to put CB1 on him. Debo goes, you're a decoy if you got Darnold Duck as your quarterback. Just remember that, kid. Hey, Debo, if Darnold Duck is your quarterback, you got serious problems. Number 5, when it comes to MVP odds, the folks in Vegas. Justin Herbert, plus 950. Then at 4, the man from the city of brotherly love, plus 900. Jalen Hurts. And of course, arguably the most talented quarterback, skill set wise, Josh Allen, number 3, plus 750. Burrow plus 700. And Mahomes plus 600. Obviously, he's the number 1 guy until someone knocks the king off. Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen MVP. Why not? Why not? 13-3 last year. Season he had. According to Philly fans, he sucks. Jalen had a better year. Okay. He did? We got to the Super Bowl. I know. It's funny. I heard Joe Montana say this, and I think this is appropriate in how you look at Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. Joe Montana was asked the question who the greatest quarterback he's ever seen. You know who he said? Dan Marino. He said he had 2 little dudes, Duper and Clayton, and you could mug those guys back in the day. Can you imagine Dan Marino in today's NFL where you couldn't do any of that? He goes, you could not stop him. He said Dan Marino would throw for 9,000 yards. He was doing things we never seen. I've never seen a guy throw the ball like that. Dan Marino in today's NFL, and you couldn't hit him. Montana, who won 4 Super Bowls, and this guy, Brady's more like Bill Russell. Montana is more like Jordan. Never beaten. Beat Marino in Elway in Super Bowls. Never threw a pick in a Super Bowl. How about that in 4 Super Bowls? Joe Montana never threw an interception. 135 quarterback rating. Never threw a pick. 14 touchdowns in 4 games. You say all you want about Tom. But that guy in those games, look at Jerry Rice. No, he didn't. Not in that first Super Bowl. Who was he throwing to? Burt Mark Cooper, Wendell Tyler, and Freddie Solomon. Those were his targets. Those were his targets. And he won a Super Bowl doing that. Crazy, crazy great. Philly Godfather is going to join us in hour number 3 at 5:30. We're going to look at week 1 of the National Football League. We're going to do that. A little bit of college stuff too. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. I guess when you're first up and you start doing things that are different, Deion Sanders is getting a shitload of grief for what he's doing. Also, there's a spy. The Eagles are being spied on. The Eagles are being spied on. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're being spied on. You're being spied on. Here, let me do it now. You're being spied on by the Patriots. The Patriots are spying on you. You sign Matt Patricia, I'll sign Jalen Reagor. What's the audibles? Give me a little bit of the insight of what they do in that offense. What is Jalen like? What does Jalen do? You think the Patriots are enamored with Jalen Reagor's talents? They signed that guy a week before game 1. Probably coincidence. Jalen Reagor is narking. You know he has an ass against the Eagles. Barb goes like this. Reagor wasn't here last year. No. But he was here 3 years before that. And you really think the offense has changed that much? Maybe a little. And he was in training camp, wasn't he? Didn't they trade him to the Vikings? How do you know he doesn't have a playbook? Most players have playbooks. Hey, you got that playbook that Brian Johnson and Shane Steichen put together? As a matter of fact, I do. You'll do anything. You know what? With a snake to keep your job. I actually have a playbook from last year, 2022. Here's the playbook. Here's the routes. Here's the audibles. Here's what they like to do on 3rd and 10 in the red zone. Here's what they like to do on 2nd and 7. Do you actually have a game plan? Oh, yeah, here. Players do this all the time to get jobs. Tell me you don't – wait a minute. Hey, Tone, you don't think that is – let me guess. The Patriots just went like this. You know what, man? I can't believe everybody's missed on Jalen Reagor, man. The Eagles, the Vikings. This guy here is – oh, no. You're right, Ben. Probably – Ben, the Patriots probably think so high of him. Hey, those other teams missed, man. We really – I guarantee you he's cut after – well, wait. If the Patriots win, he's got a job for the rest of the year. The Patriots lose, he'll be cut the following week. Dude, I had a playbook from the Bucks. I had one from the Cowboys. That shit is no accident or coincidence, says Tone. So they signed. Dude, as soon as I saw this, I went, look at Belichick putting in the back of the minds now of the coaches in Philly because of Patricia being signed as an assistant coach, telling all the nuances that they do up there, that he would play a little gamesmanship back with the Eagles. And a guy that they screwed up on, who has an ass against the Eagles, who probably most likely has a playbook. Here, Bill. And now if you're Johnson and you're Sirianni and you're Howie, you're like, we have to change our audibles now. Rager can't read. No, but Bill can. Jalen Rager to the Patriots. And people in Philly didn't even pick it up. Tone did. You think that, hey, the Patriots signed Jalen Rager. Don't they play them week 1? Yeah. Oh. Hey, it's one thing if the Patriots played the Eagles in week 7. You play them in week 1. We'll take our chances. That's not the point. It's gamesmanship. Now let's sign Rager. He's got a playbook. Fantastic. Guarantee you, agent goes, we really appreciate you guys. And then sure, wait, you don't think Bill O'Brien and you don't think Bill Belichick have gone to Rager already and asked him for help and starting the game planning against the Eagles? What do I like to do offensively? Oh, you're probably right. There's probably nothing to it. Right, Tone? It's just happenstance. Nah, don't worry about it, man. Shit happens all the time. You got a guy spying on you now. Oof. Rager's been gone for 2 years. No, he was here last year. All through training camp, all through the offseason, all through OTAs, all through the installment of the 2022 offense. He knows exactly the 2022 offense. It's not going to vary that much. Okay. What's changed? Swift? Okay. What's changed? Swift? All right. Hour number 3. Hey, don't forget our great friends at Hooters. We are so proud to be part of the 40th anniversary, and with the iconic Hooter girls at any of the 7 locations. Find that one nearest you by going to northeasthooters.com. You're going to enjoy this football season so much. Great college football tonight. My Canes are playing actually tonight. Loved it at the Gators. Got their asses kicked yesterday by Utah. Hopefully you enjoyed it at one of the locations. All college football this weekend. Of course, NFL next weekend. This is the official home of all Eagle fans. Make sure you go to any one of the 7 locations. We're going to be doing so much with our friends at King of Prussia. By the way, also, gift certificates and merchandise next week. We're going to start giving it away and giving you an opportunity to win some of that. And we can't wait to do that. But please do me a favor. Make sure you get in there to one of the 7 locations. Tuesdays, buy 10 wings, get 10 boneless free. On Wing Wednesdays, 1983, all you can eat. Kids eat for free on Saturdays. 6 items, $6, all the great drafts that you want. Happy hours are sensational. Some of the great items on the menu. Man, I love all the sandwiches. They make one whale of a burger, too. Hooters, spectacular stuff. NortheastHooters.com. Find that location nearest you, one of the 7 Northeast locations. And don't forget, the King of Prussia one is the one that we're going to be doing a lot of work at. And when you go into Hooters, do me a favor, make sure you tell them Big Sil sent you.